Hey folks, we're going to get back into token production here for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration document that we've been producing that we're going to publish online when it's done. Give me a second here to check my signals, go through my intro, and then we'll get into some more art. So hold on here real quick. More art. So, that sounds like me. Cool. All right, let's do my spiel. Hey, my name is Phil Kearney. Hi, I create role-playing game supplements that I publish online in PDF format. Currently, I focus my attention on 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. There are a number of different books that I've already created that are, some of them are in the list down below in the description. Everything that I produce it's always 100% free preview on DMsGuild. You can read anything that I have linked down there, cover to cover, no cost. There's probably about 150 different illustrations across the various books that are down there. If you're on a desktop or a tablet, you can when you go into each individual page, there'll be like a cover photo like this. And underneath it on the left-hand side, underneath it there'll be a full preview. If there isn't, click into the picture so you can go into the actual product page individually. If you're on a mobile phone, there'll be an eye icon on the right-hand side of the screen. So whether there's an eye icon or a full preview link, either one will open up a full PDF. You can open it up, check it out. If you're an art enthusiast, check out the artwork, enjoy it. If you're a D&D enthusiast, hey Hornetico. If you're a D&D enthusiast, then if any of the mechanics in there or ideas seem cool to you or something you come back and want to explore, consider making a purchase to support the stream. I've just posted that I'm live on Twitter, so if you want to find out when I'm live in the future, you can follow me at Phil Kearney, Filkearney, like in the description down below. And otherwise, following the channel, best thing to do to help us grow is to like, thank you Hornetico, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to follow the channel. That way we can see long form production of stuff as something of value on YouTube for people to watch. So right now our long form development is for Spelljammer Combat Exploration. It's currently about 107 pages, about 80 of it is new mechanics just to flesh out how space and physics and huge distances and combat and stuff like that for ships work. And then the back 25 pages is converting Light of Xaryxis into using these mechanics so that you have a practical application to actually use it with something that most likely you've already, if you're a Spelljammer enthusiast, you may have Light of Xaryxis, the adventure that Wizards produced. This guide will provide you with not only the new physics and combat that we offer, but how to use it in Light of Xaryxis as a proof of concept for you to make more of what has been provided. So right now, from yesterday, we completed Captain Sartell, the first ship pilot that the team encounters at the very beginning of the adventure. I'll try to do my best to minimize spoilers, but I'm pretty happy with how she turned out in yesterday's stream. I'm gonna set a timer for 20-minute blocks. God's willing, we'll have a similarly easy time creating our next set. So we're going to go ahead and fold her up, get her out of the way. The next thing that we have to build here is Pancake, the Flump Privateer. So, fucking A, dude. Stupid Flump. I don't. Okay, I mean that's a pretty nominal illustration. We might have to fix that. We might have to fix that line art. But for now, it is what it is. And the way that we do is we take the line art and then we put color underneath it and then we blend it together to make it a thing. So we have our color palette here that's provided for us. Folks that are colorblind, we have no idea what colors we're working in. We just paint by numbers. Import something from the web. In this instance, it's the image of the Flump. We can use our color picking tool here, which you'll see over here. Gets picked up as RGB. We can then theoretically color without knowing what we're actually coloring. So I'm going to grab some pirate hat color here to just to make a point here. So let's go with hat. Make it a color palette. So I'll grab some different color samples here for les fonts. See? That mid isn't so midi. Let's get a more midi mid. There you go. And this one shall be known as Swamp. That's the two basic colors we're working with, but I don't want to ignore. Oof, wow, that is a very, very, very red feather. Very red feather, sir. So let's grab that. There's our three basic colors we got for Flump. There may be other subtle colors, but I'm currently missing them. Nah, it's all pretty much the same. Ooh, wait, what is that? There's a darkness that's occurring down there. Oh, interesting. That is an accurate color. This color only crops up apparently in hard reflections, like along this shiny edge. So for highlights, I can keep that color contrast in mind as opposed to just form lighting. Like this is form lighting, where it's more lit here than it is down here, just because there's more light, just more ambient light hitting that surface. But over here, there's a color change specifically, I think, because of the influence of the hat. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, see that hat is affecting the highlight along the edge here. That's interesting. I have to keep that in mind. That's why I have to do color. Like I literally have no. As a colorblind person, I literally have no idea that change happens. Like this seems identical to this. Like those are damn near the same to me. Like they're within a 5% difference in value. This is like 5% lighter than this is, but they'll both look gray to me. So I can blunder by miscuing which one of these that would be. So that's why I need to do these little color palette things to make sure I keep my shit straight, so that while I'm going into here, I can use these as my general blocks, but sometimes I can go back up here and just grab an off sample if something's grabbing my attention. I need to do that. But having said all that, Pancake, we love you, buddy. Let's stash that to the side and get busy. We're going to... Oh, let's just start with Pancake's hat. Let's see where it takes us. Doing the sketch art like this and then colorizing it second is well, I think I mentioned it before, but I gotta say, coloring in general is a very relaxing experience. The thing that I get the benefit from is I get to draw the coloring book before I do the soothing sketch. So I basically make my own coloring book and then enjoy the experience of It's relaxing. The color is relaxing. As long as the structure, like as long as the line art is good, the coloring process generally is just going to be me kicking back and enjoying what I've already created. If I've done a bad job with a sketch, the coloring will reveal structural flaws. Like it could be hard. It can be hard to catch when you have an anatomical or spatial flaw in your composition until you start putting sources of light on it, and like maybe the positioning of the light doesn't make any sense, or it feels off. So now you have to reassess, why does this feel weird? And that's typically at the point where I'm going to discover, oh, I've made a structural flaw. That's a damn shame. And now you have to fix it. But that's what's great about the coloration process, is this is a chance for you to discover these flaws to make for a better picture. And then I like to post things online and let it simmer for a couple of days. And then notice, and then it'll jump out, oh, if someone doesn't call out any mistakes that I make, which is a great humbling experience, hopefully I have the opportunity to become my own critic and see flaws before anyone else does. Not always the case. All right, let's do like this. Thanks to new subscribers for checking out the channel. Appreciate you being here. I am here 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday in the mornings. Saturday I sleep in a bit because it's the weekend. But and then I stream on Monday and Tuesday night. Monday and Thursday nights. And then I also stream on Tuesday lunch. So Tuesday lunch is the mechanical development of the martial power system, which is a mana-based spellcasting system for martial characters to use on the fly as instantaneous and basically instant and enchantment effects for the character. Monday and Thursday night I do cartography for the Eberron adventure that we're publishing on DMsGuild. And then Monday through Saturday morning, we create art assets for Spelljammer combat and exploration. Like, for instance, here we're creating all the NPC tokens from Light of Xaryxis, so that if you were to use our Spelljammer mechanics in Light of Xaryxis, we will be providing these tokens for you to use on combat maps, etc. over the course of the game. So between the 8 different shifts that I put in, it averages out probably around 2 hours a block. So that's about 16 hours I place online each week. Excuse me. It's my part-time hustle. I have a 9-to-5 day job, and so occasionally I can take a lunch break and do some more streaming depending on what it is I'm working on, but typically I stream in the morning, do the day job, finish the day job, and then continue work, whether on stream or not. Just depends on which day of the week it is. But I would say Twitter is by far the most stable means of knowing when I'm live online or not. I'll eventually have my own Discord channel, but for now I'm just content with moderating other channels. maybe when this is finished, I'll start a Discord for Spelljammer specifically, and then we can just maybe use that as a base mounting to do other work, to start talking about other work. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I build a Discord channel, I can have a roster of folks that are interested in playtesting the stuff that I produce. That might be a good way for me to start garnering some more stable playtesting opportunities. My ability to produce content for role-playing games is in direct competition with the time I have available to play role-playing games. Like, I can either produce role-playing games or I can play role-playing games. It is a rare instance which I get to do both. I have my weekly game that I run for a small table of coworkers. Something feels wrong here. But I want to get another table up and running that I can consistently run playtesting with. But the problem with playtesters is you need people that aren't fans, that don't necessarily like your work, but are willing to try it anyway and give you some honest feedback. So that is something that I'm resistant towards having a Discord, because I don't, modesty aside, playtesters don't need fans. Playtesters need critics. And the more of a relationship you build with the folks that are playtesting your content, the less critical they become of you, the more friendly they become, and there's a natural bias towards being agreeable with somebody that you're friends with. That's just how life works. You become less disagreeable with them. That's why you're their friend. The problem with any length of playtesting is I end up just loving the people I play with. So, like, there's a limited engagement on how, like, before quick, give me some honest feedback before we become friends. Like, that's the process. I recruit you, I playtest some stuff with you as a DM just to get some honest feedback on how stuff plays, and then, God damn it, now you're my friend. It's the last thing I needed. I know as the channel continues to expand, I'll have less opportunities for me to build those relationships, so I should really appreciate this low key level where I'm at right now. But it's something I'm aware of. Makes it challenging. I sure am spending a lot of time on the inside of this hat. And I'm just going to cover it up with flint flesh. So I don't know. Maybe there'll be a subtleness to it that ends up being important late stage. Don't know. Let's grab that. Some people say there's more to flump than the hat, but I don't know if that's true or not. No complaint. Each illustration offers its own unique challenges based on the form and the intention of the illustration. Could today be the day I go to 5-star buffet for lunch? I keep threatening that I'm gonna go to lunch there, and I never do it. I never do it because I always become so preoccupied with whatever it is that I'm doing. By the time I look up, it's like, oh, it's totally not lunchtime. I should just wait till dinner. And inevitably that becomes, oh crap, well, it's too late for me to go eat food. Or I just, end up eating a salad or something out of the fridge. Or, I order $50 worth of Jack in the Box. Who knows? But 5-star buffet is rarely the trigger I pull. I'm kind of thinking today is the day. Even if I'm capable of gorging myself on buffet food. Honestly, that'd actually probably be a good thing if I don't gorge myself too much. When emotional eating becomes emotionally stunted food. That's our first 20-minute timer, and the hat's coming along nicely. Good job, Kearney. I've got a 3-hour production cycle I can run this week each morning because of the self-celebrating week of vacation I took to basically celebrate my birthday. That's what I do every year in May. I am a Taurus. Some may say I am last of the Taurus. Given my birth date. But yeah, my gift to myself each year is a week off of my day job so that I can conduct my day as though I were a full-time freelance artist. Wake up, do the coffee, jump on the stream for a few hours, continue production off screen, jump back on later on to do some more stuff. I really relish my my week off. I often do similar during the winter holidays. like the block of time between Christmas and New Year is traditionally time that I can also take off. So I've got my summer break and my winter break that I take for my day job to live the dream as a full-time content creator. So if you want to celebrate my birthday with me, best way to do so, subscribe, like, consume hours of content, drop me a hello. Best gift I could ask for. Hey, big shout out to Daniel at Bandit's Keep for hitting 10,000 subscribers. I'm a big OSR, Beckme sort of fan. And both Daniel and Joe over at Hex Press have been doing a lot of hex crawl, random system, like random adventure generating type stuff on their channels, and I'm a big fan of those random dungeon generators, random hex generators, random adventure generators. I love all that stuff. I think it's a lot of fun. There we go. I think that has a decent felt material sort of look to it. Decent little fade. The type of material you're working in really affects the style of shading that you can use for that material. Like this felt hat has that well, it's felt, you know, so it has that smooth fuzziness to it. There's not a lot of it has a natural tendency towards soft edge lighting that and it's a curved surface to begin. So it's a curved felt surface. So it's going to have that hazy, fuzzy quality throughout all of it and have gentle lighting transitions. Even in a hard light, it's still going to have a softness to the transition and the shadow, simply because it uses the material. Words, Kearney, they're all there. They're all there for you to use. So let's see. Grab this again. That highlight isn't lighting up much at all. So let's go back into the realm of illustration to see if there's a higher light that we can find. But it doesn't match. Yes, see, yeah, it's skewing towards the red there. You can see up here. And this highlight up here, this is a very gray tone, this dark, and then it transitions into this more of this like leathery, like felt, you know, like that leather felt. And then here, it skews even further. The more it skews away from here into this, see how it's skewing towards red? It's because of the heat that's picking up off of the light that is highlighting the surface of the texture surface. So we'll keep our light source over here as well. So I can splash this in like that. And you completely regret the layering. Go back to here. Like that becomes okay. Then I can focus here. I'm just gently blending the lighting in. So we get that highlighted. It just melts into the form that the line art creates. Texture manipulation is probably one of the better skills we can acquire when we're doing character art. There's just so many different types of materials that can be on a character equipment. Texture is king. Clean up my edges. Good. Oil in my eyes. Always having oil in my eyes. What is up with that? Yar. Now, like I was saying, these are extended sessions that I'm running right now, simply because I'm on my birthday staycation. But in the future, I'll only have at most 2-hour blocks in the morning, as opposed to like 3+. So I don't know if I would have the luxury and time to sit here and mince over these minute details that I got going on. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish one character per session. That's okay. There's a lot of the sketches that I wasn't able to finish in one session either. There's freaking Hadozi, for instance. Damn chair's screwing up. Hold on. Fix that. There we go. Fixed. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. So we'll call this the hat layer. Hat. Nice job, buddy. You're more than just a hat to me, Flump. Let's take our base color here and drop it in. I like this song a lot too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, can do. God damn it. The proper way for me to do this is for each tentacle to be on a separate layer, color each tentacle separately, and then drop the opacity on each of them separately. I have these tentacles separated into different layers already. here. Boy, oh boy, what a pain in the tuchus. But I guess it is. I mean, I guess it is what it is. So let's duplicate here. Drop this back down underneath where it's supposed to be. Here, underneath the hat. Wait, no, not quite. There. There. Feather. Hat and face. Alright, I hate it, but this is the way. Absolutely fucking hate it. Yeah, okay. One, two. Hate doing it this way, but it's the only real sensible. It's just there's so many layers and it requires so much control. And it's not free flow, and it just doesn't. Doesn't flow smoothly, but it is the right course, sadly. Gotta push these to the top. Line. Thank you. Tentacles. Face. Now let's go with this here. job? You did a decent job. Flump achieved. Now I can take this, for instance, and drop it down to 50%. Now you have a semi-translucent flump. That was always the goal, was to get to this place. It's just, we got there a little more clumsily than I could have, because I didn't plan these things out properly. Luckily, I didn't bond all those tentacles together permanently. Go with face. Got a black and white. Sorry, I'm parsing through the layering. Sure, I don't need those things anymore. Pick them up. Yeah, that jives. So let's take this back to 50. Is that where we're at? Was that? Let's grab this bit here. See, that was my goal, to get these things incredibly close to each other. This highlight here, let's go back in the ref. You can see these highlights here, right? Much brighter than these, but you can see this like overlapping effect here. So I wanted to make sure, and we achieved it, was that this faded out look here was gonna match this highlight color. That helps us that'll help us with stacking these things in the future. Oy, fuck. All right, let's get back to it. It's a little intimidating. But the best way to start is at the beginning. You gotta conceal the phone's face color. Let's go back to it. Here, here, and here, and okay. Ready, Freddy. Let's do this right. This is the way. What's up, Egg? Welcome to the mix, man. I don't think I've had you here before. We're making Pancake the Flump for the pilot of I think the ship name is Second Chance. You got 35 tokens throughout the course of the adventure, and I want to have all of them. It'll take a few weeks, but we'll get them all finished. So I stream here 6 days a week in the morning for anywhere from 100 to 200 minutes, depending on what I got going on that day. And then Mondays and Thursday nights I do maps for an Eberron adventure that we're publishing. And then Tuesday we do mechanical development for martial power spell system. Yeah, that's the appropriate way to do this. Egg, you a D&D guy, or are you just an art enthusiast and you found me? Did the algorithm serve me up to you through YouTube, or did you find me online someplace D&D related? Your ooh nice response indicates that you're probably a Spelljammer enthusiast. Typically, Saturday morning is the day that I go into mechanical development and like page layout. I'll brag about my page layouts here, but here we go. Honestly, right on. So I use Word. I use Microsoft Word for my layout program. It's a really versatile system. Actually, Microsoft just upgraded the tool set for creating boxes and dropping text and charts and stuff inside of it. But here's our 107-page document so far. The first 81 pages is hard mechanics about how space combat and scaling systems from 5 feet to 100 million miles squares changes on a map. These ships can do 100 million miles per day, which breaks down to about 10,000 miles per round. And that is 10,000 miles is way beyond the range of siege weapons. So even though you can fly at 10,000 miles per round, which coincidentally can break into 1,000 miles squares if you're limiting your movement to 10 squares per round, which we do, then you still have the problem of 1,000 miles square is vastly further than I could fire a ballista bolt at you and hit you. And like say it takes like 2 hours, I think, as the mechanics that we have in here. Like there's drifting mechanics. When you fire something into the void, it does according to 5th edition, it does eventually stop. It will eventually stop. It's just how long is it going to take? And they didn't bother with that math. So we had to break down the math of how long does it take for something to drift to a stop, which coincidentally also provides us mechanics for how far away can you accidentally damage something with a ballista bolt or like a mangonel stone that you launch at an enemy ship and you miss your target. Now it's just flying out into the void. How long is it going to? Here's your math problem, Timmy. How long? If I fire at a star moth 5 ballista bolts and 3 of them miss, how far away from the fight do you need to be before that ballista bolt is no longer deadly for a random merchant ship flying through the void and stumbles into your fight? I believe the answer for hand-thrown weapons, I believe the answer is 2 hours. For ballista bolts and mangonel stones, I believe the answer, if I recall, I'm not going to look it up, but it's on the chart. I believe the answer is a full day. So anytime your characters are just flying through the void, there is a random chance that they could just run into weapon fire from something that happened earlier today and end up damaging the ship because you didn't see it coming. So, but that kind of speaks to the, like you can fire at something within a mile. These weapons have a fast enough rate that if they're within a mile, you can hit and damage them the same round. But if it's more than a mile away, hence the phrase "seeing it from a mile away," if you're firing at a target more than a mile away that can literally see it coming, then they can choose whether they get hit or not, because it's going to take more than a round for that weapon to reach you. So you have plenty of, as long as you're not surprised, you have the opportunity to get out of the way. If you are surprised by the attack isn't rolling with advantage, it's just a normal die roll, because they don't see it coming. So they would be at disadvantage. You would have advantage against them because they don't see it coming. But because it's more than a mile away, you have disadvantages on the attack because it's beyond your normal range of like anything beyond normal range is at disadvantage by default, but if they don't see it coming, it's at advantage by default. So the two things nullify. So if you don't see a shot coming from over a mile away, all it has to do is have an initial die roll equal to your armor class, and then you accidentally get hold. So that's kind of how the physics there work. But you have to, like, you literally have to break that shit down, sentence by sentence, to explain what that process is. So stuff makes sense, and that's a lot of this book is about that not so common sense practicality of what are the ramifications of a void and combat inside that void, where you can, you know, fly vast distance. Like we have like inertia shock is something that keeps you since you can go 10,000 miles per round, but you can only attack within 1 mile. What's to keep you from light speeding in, pop, 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 fire off a few rounds, and then light speeding out before your target has a chance to respond to you, track where you're at, and then keep pace with you so that you can stay within weapon range, even though you're trying to dart in and out of combat range. Well, inertia shock. If you accelerate or decelerate too quickly over the course of 1 round, it can cause your spelljamming helm to stall. It can cause your pilot to get basically dazed or shocked, and they can't take any actions. And if the pilot gets shocked, then the entire ship can get scuttled and knock everybody prone, or, you know, potentially like falling damage, like potentially cause falling damage. So, but you have to lay out all that shit, like going from 10,000 miles per round to 35 feet per round. That is one hell of an inertia shift. So doing that can cause, like, if you're slowing down and you get shocked, then your ship's going to continue to drift at the speed that it was at before you got shocked, which means that if you were trying to leap in, hit something, and then disappear again, but you get shocked in the process, you're going to be coming in at 1,000 miles per round. And you're going to end up wrecking your ship if you hit an object. But these are like the deep physics questions that the current edition of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition doesn't really discuss, and a lot of that stuff isn't even discussed in the 2nd edition original version either. But I've been a Spelljammer enthusiast since 1991, and so I've had a lot of time to think about this stuff. And so we built out all these physics and how to deal with that kind of scaling and combat limitations and blah, 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 and distilled it all into this book, and then we'll publish on the DMsGuild and all my work. There's a slew of books down in the description down below of other work that I've already published on the DMsGuild. So it's all 100% free preview. If I build something I put on the DMsGuild, it's you don't know me from nobody. So I should show you my work, you know, before you buy it. It only seems fair to me. But what I need to do, I believe, is each of these individually. This should get the effect that I want. You got me monologuing, you sly dog. Now we're dropping the opacity on all these so they have that transparent look that we were just talking about. I'm super blind, so my monitor is 30. It's 32. It's a 32-inch monitor. Like it's massive, and my camera is literally right next to it. Like if I here's the edge of the screen. You can't see it because of the masking that I have. But here's the edge of my screen. So it's right next to my camera. So my face position here, my face position here on the screen is literally right next to the camera. Like, that's the difference in movement. So when I'm looking at my reflection, and then if I'm looking at the text, I have to get this close to read the text, which is right underneath my face, which is right next to the camera. So when I'm looking at the text, it's about as literally as me looking at you as possible. So I make eye contact with myself to try to make a point to you guys. So. Right on. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It uses all that uses 5e Dungeons and Dragons mechanics. It's just we're using them in a different way. It's still using the 5-foot scale grid. It's just that your 500-foot long ship is going to fit inside of one 500-foot square, just like your character, like a pixie in a dungeon, would fit inside of a 5-foot square while you're flying around shooting pixie arrows at enemies. That's kind of the same effect that you have at these 500-foot squares of combat. And hold on. Like a trebuchet can hit things 2,400 feet away, which if you round up is 2,500 feet, which if you round down is 5 squares at the 500-foot scale. There's your scaling. It's super simple. And then you got fighter craft at the 50-foot scale, like flitter ships and stuff like that. But we'll be looking at fighter craft on Saturday. So if you stick around, like and subscribe, and check out when we're live occasionally, you'll see this Friday. Tomorrow, that we'll be jumping back on, and let's get these tentacles in the right position. Yeah. See, that's how it should be stacking up, and that is basically what we've been seeing with these flumps. So what I want to do, that's a good base. What I can do is I can take let's go find a reference. That's what this is doing, and this is how they're doing it. So now that we have these rough forms, I can go back through. The hat should definitely be in the back. I think I can probably do something like drop some layering in like this. Damn it, now I want to show off my stuff. I'll do a quick lark to look at the craft tokens that we created. Okay. That's fair. Right on, dude. Yeah, here's the spiderling. If you're still here, this is 5-foot scale. So this is an 80-foot. This is an 80-foot fighter craft that we built. It's got a ballista on the front end, and it's got mounted harpoon flingers from Infernal War Machines in the back end. But overall, it's 80 feet long. Here's the pilot seat here. But these are all the tokens that we created for the 5-foot scale. So these are fighter crafts that can literally land on larger ships and attack it. But we talked about that a lot. So you are certainly welcome to come back, man. I hope you get great rest, and thanks for swinging by. It's I appreciate you taking notice and being interested. Thank you. Shit is awesome. I'm so excited for this thing to publish, man. It just fucking A, it's cool. It is just a cool system we have here. Super excited to share it, folks. So thanks for being around, man. Probably gonna have to do that for like everything. Yep, I have to do that for everything. Here it comes. Super doobly doo. Yep. All right. Well, this is the way. So let's not belabor the issue and just get after it. I don't get paid to be. I don't get paid to complain. Yeah, I get paid to read great results. Why does that hat look all cattywampus inside there? Hold on. There we go. Should be like that. There we go. Course corrected. Tally ho. Process takes a while, but I have to admit it's pretty damn satisfying. Fix my chair, have a cup of coffee. I love this, man. Congratulations to Instructor for funding his Kickstarter for the Vagabond system. That is fucking fantastic news for honestly everybody. Every time a RPG creator successfully funds a project, it is a direct upvote for people creating more content. That there is a desire and need for more ideas to be out in the space, and it should embolden and inspire everyone else to pursue the ideas that they have, to not be concerned whether they're valuable or not. Because if they're good ideas and you can demonstrate the value that the idea brings, it will have an audience, it will have a home. It's such a positive space to be in. I really appreciate it. I suspect this button does nothing. Yep, that completely. I'm gonna have to figure that out. All right, well, we shan't worry about it in the moment. Let's just keep on keeping on the course of action that we've taken. It's Todd. Todd is the name of the guy that runs Hex Press. Sorry, I called him Joe earlier. I knew that wasn't resonating. Trappa. It's an O word, Todd, Joe. I get my O's confused sometimes. Great channel though. Hex Press is great. I actually only have till 9 o'clock this morning, which is 90 minutes away. I've got a shitload of time on me. I love about being a producer. That set your own office hours as your own, like set your own hours as your own boss is low-key saying you're gonna work 16 hours a day. Good luck. Like if you aren't an employee, it means you're inventing the company, you're inventing the system, you're inventing the revenue stream, and that takes a shitload of time. So you better fucking love what you do, because you're gonna be doing it a lot. That's like my best advice to people getting into art or getting into RPG productions. Like, you better fucking love this. You have to love it so much that you don't mind being angry at it when it doesn't do what you want it to do the way that you want to do it. You have to love it when you're trying to figure out how to solve a problem because the whole thing just won't work. The whole project is shut down until you can make this one little thing work properly. Whether it's the arm, like the angle of an arm, or the look at something, or the eyes, or in the case of an RPG system, like make this like resolution system work. Like, you know the idea that you have is good, but you can't make it feel right as a mechanic in the game. You might have to end up just throwing it away altogether and kill your darlings. Brutal. Creation is such a brutal industry. But we do it because we have to. It's the compulsion. I mean, there is the victory lap you get to take when something gets finished, but it's the process that you really have to love. If you don't love the process, you're going to bail on it, and you're not going to be able to get that victory lap. It makes me laugh when people will post, "I worked really hard on this thing, check it out," and it's like, no one gives a shit how hard you have to work. When you build a business to become a multi-millionaire, no one gives a crap how hard it was for you to build that business. All that anyone cares about is the end result is you're now a multi-millionaire. You're producing results for multiple people. You have value beyond yourself. No one cares about anything beyond that. Like, that you work hard to achieve something is like assumed. That's the baseline. If you aren't trying hard, what the fuck are you doing? Most people that don't try hard are doing it because it's because they don't want to try hard, and they quit when the going gets tough, because they didn't start the project because it was tough. They started the project because, well, a lot of them just want an ego boost or have an idea but don't understand how much effort goes into the process. Don't mind me, I'm ranting a little bit. It's a little ranty today. Flump face. Whew, woof. Renetico, man, what are you working on today? I assume you're still around. Because I'm horrible. Yes. All right, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna merge that down as a single object, and then let's move forward. Maybe not. I am certainly sweating the details on this guy, huh? It's worth it. It's worth putting in the effort just to make it look good. I've never made a flint before. I've never met a brute. might go more smoothly if I use a more aggressive blend. I don't wanna. Really. I'm content. Now we're blending for real, yo. I hear you. Thank you. All right, we still have 80 minutes. We'll be fine. Good. Oh yeah, this is all going to be just fine. I mean, to be fair, I never really had a serious question like, is this film going to break me or not? Obviously, we're going to get it done. It's just a matter of how much of a pain in the ass is going to be towards that completion process. I'd say it's been a mild inconvenience so far. Smooth out that gradient. This translucent effect that these things have is actually really compelling. I know I could do some slapdashery and just drop in some color and be done with this thing and move on, but it's just that. I know I can do better. I can be better than that, so I want to be. sorry, pitted olives. Something like that. Oh, fatigue is going to be my biggest enemy on this project. I mean, it always is. When you've got a large project that requires a shitload of art assets, fatigue is always a problem. Burnout is a constant threat. Not grinding against intuition is important. But this piece specifically is fatiguing because it's so, I'm being so delicate with the gradients and this translucency that I have to worry about. I don't want to oversaturate or create too much pixel density inside of translucent areas because it loses that translucent effect. If I'm too heavy-handed in adding pixels to the form. It will destroy its translucence. See that subtle detail there? I've got the stalk partially translucent here as well. Super subtle, but fun little details like that. See, I got that. Ugh, I got that little spot there. That's too bright. That's the way that I got that. Not there yet. All right, stay on target. There's such super subtle details, but here's the thing. Doing anatomy correctly makes it invisible. Doing it wrong makes it unavoidable. Like once you see a flaw in something, it's really hard to not pay attention to it while you're looking at the rest of the piece. So it takes away from the rest of the piece. So if you're doing things correctly, your eye just absorbs and accepts what it sees because it's what it feels like. You know, like it's what it's supposed to see. Like this is how the thing is, so it becomes a non-issue, which makes it invisible, which is what you want. Like when I do this, I don't want people questioning why is this thing. Like if this is supposed to be semi-transparent, why can't I see through the eye soft properly? You know. Like it should be just an invisible feature. I'm saying that over and over again now, like it has different meaning. You already get the Let's see, you put the hat in and like it disappears mostly, but then we get to put the highlight in over it. And the highlight will make that ice stalk pop out the way that, like, in a good way, as opposed to like this dark, rough, this super coarse black outline, which is fine if there's no color, but when there is color, you need to disintegrate that line space so that it melts into the form. It's not easy. Take the big bucks. All right, I've got an hour left. It's already pretty obvious I will not be done with this in an hour. But that's okay. I have a 9 o'clock stop point. I've got real world things I have to deal with. Flumps, man. I tell you. Ain't easy. It's a start. doing pretty good. Go. Good. That looks good. I'm happy with that. I could have done that as a separate layer and probably made it easier to blend. Like we did over here on the eye. The lesson learned. That ain't bad. Not bad at all. All right. See, this has all been worth it. All been worth. Pat. Oof. See, we got this thing going on here. It's completely clashing. This going on. Nice. So let's make this hat. Together. since the material is felt has that curvature, that darkening effect as part of its curvature. So since this isn't this is all fabric, and it's formed fabric or sculpted. I believe formed is the right word. This dark outline, and now as I blend it into the material, it's not an outline anymore. It's the curve of the material, and it gets darker as it bends around that curve. As light moves away from you, it darkens the horizon. What is this, 50% now? It's 60% strength on my smudge brush. Apparently it's a good strength for me to be able to blend this black border into the fabric. To get rid of the line weights because it is not a natural it's not very normal in nature to have hard lines like that unless it's a shadow sort of effect, which is why I'm trying to maintain that black border along the edge. Shade effect. Everything about this piece is just delicate. Like that, if everything were to have one adjective, I would say this one is definitely subtlety. Subtle. But delicate's appropriate because it's requiring me to be really gentle with it. Oy vey. At this point, I'm going to be lucky if I get the hat done. Mouth breathing, that's not good. Oh, this is so frustrating. I trimmed this one too much, now it's too slim. Better. Oh, almost there, maybe. Perhaps. I'm almost burned out is what it is. Finally. Just have to be patient through the process. You can't rush it. The pixels can only move so much in the movement. Just got to keep doing. I hear you. Keep it going. This is my last 20-minute stretch right now. So, we will definitely not be done during this stream with Pancake. The Privateer Flump. Yay! Finally built a fucking hat. Tentacles. Yeah, but we're not done yet, folks. We still have to do highlights on all of this stuff. So we're actually further along than it feels like, but I mean, we're not done. What happens if I... don't hate it. The mouth seems over to the left more compared to the rest of the hat. Like the hat's facing this way, and now I feel like this mouth is facing this way as opposed to facing the opposite way. So, blarb. What I gotta say about all that? What if we... flip a flop. This is apparently where we're at. So okay, well, I mean that's where we're at. It's I am out of time for the day. Maybe I'll do more of this on stream. I might choose not to. Not decided yet. I might just work on this off stage. Tomorrow, when we're back on, we'll be doing more ship tokens. And we'll continue with NPC tokens on Monday. I summon the grandeur of smooth jazz. There we go. Hey guys, looking great. So when we come back in here, we're going to do some highlights with the thump, 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 thump. Jazz, so smooth, super smooth jazz, super smooth. No. That was the smoothest jazz we have. You. Nice. It's gonna be a good piece when it's done. I know it's not very important. It's all super just like small subtle details. But I think that's what I love about this so much is its translucency is just it's compelling. It's such a compelling form. All right. That's time. All right, well, if I don't respect my own boundaries, no one else is going to. God, that feels really good. I am very, very happy with how this is coming along. Holy crap. All right, well, we'll come back. I'll probably end up doing this more on stream. I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot on my plate today. Whew, but man, I fucking love this guy. It's cool. All right, that's it. I gotta be done for now. I really appreciate folks showing up, liking, subscribing. I'll be back tomorrow morning in about 24-ish hours. I'll be back. Probably 24 and a half hours. I'll be back for an hour or so tomorrow to work on the Spelljammer ship tokens. And then on Monday, we'll be back and we'll continue doing tokens like this. Yeah, not quite done, but it's coming along. It'll be done. It'll work. This is already working. Wow, it's cool. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. Laters.